Hello, everybody. Nerd in Texoma here. As you can see, it's a little bit different filming location than I normally do because guess what? I'm in my new, to me, car. Uh, some of y'all may know about this. Those of y'all that follow me on Facebook. About 3 weeks ago, I was trying to get everything situated with my primary doctor to get the eye doctor to do the laser correction on my eyes. Turns out I didn't actually need my primary doctor to do anything. He was just trying to make some extra money off of me. As I was coming back home from the doctor visit with the primary doctor, I stopped to get some dinner, and about a block or two away from Burger King, my car, the old one, the Lincoln, known as Park, is a earlier video in this Nerd in Texoma playlist. It made a pretty loud pop sound and then like a weird rattling type of sound coming from the engine. I managed to get to a Kroger, which for some of y'all that may not know are from across the pond. It's a big grocery store chain. Managed to get to Kroger and got a tow truck to take my car home, and me, of course. Googled what was going on, watched some videos, and found out that basically that car developed a rod knock, which basically means either buy a new engine or tear apart that engine. Either way, it was going to cost about $3 to $4 grand to fix the issue with it. Yeah. I missed some time from work because of that, because right now my truck is out of commission too, because a couple months back the hood latch failed on it and busted out my windshield, and I've been trying to save money to get the new windshield in the truck, and with being off of work so much for the eye correction and other medical issues that have popped up, I haven't been able to save squat. Well, I called my car lot, the place I bought my Lincoln from, and, explained the situation. They've always said that I was one of their best customers around, that, I just kept them informed, if a payment was going to be late. They never had to come, hound me for payments and stuff. Some people do that, unfortunately. They get a car and then they just skip out, But they said, I was a good customer. If I ever need another car from them, they'd work with me. They'd, get me into something good. So I figured, hey, I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to give them a call. I'm going to see if they can work with me. And the fact that basically I had no down payment other than the busted Lincoln if they wanted it back, and, they'd have to just turn around and sell it for scrap. Well, they called me back. All that happened with the Lincoln on a Wednesday. They called me back on Friday because on Thursdays they're out at the auctions and where they get their new cars from. So they're like, yeah, hey, no problem, we got you. We've got 3 cars picked out for you that we think are going to meet your needs, because I have to have a certain amount of room to get the artificial leg tucked away and drive with the left leg and all that kind of stuff. They already know that. They're like, hey, we got these 3. Make it up here today. Test drive them. Pick which one you want. And we'll figure out all the payments and stuff. We'll work with you. And you'll have a new car, or new to you, today. So thankfully I was able to get my friend Mary, who's my ex-wife and is nice enough to take me around to things when I need to, when I have car problems, or like for the vision correction. And she took me up to the car lot. They had, I believe it was an 05 Malibu. No, not a Malibu, a Impala. Chevy Impala. There was a 2010 Mercury Grand Marquis. And there was an 09 Chrysler 300. I test drove each of them. Each of them has their own little quirks and everything. Like, the radio was very, very low in the Impala. I cranked it all the way up and you can still just barely hear it. The Malibu, not Malibu, the Mercury. Why do I keep saying Malibu? The Mercury, the stereo didn't produce any sound at all. Something was wrong with the speaker connection or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. And the problem with that car was that there was no sidewall down in the footwell, so my foot would keep slipping off the gas pedal. Very roomy car, very nice car, but not exactly the best thing when your foot slips off of the gas pedal. Just, based on the way I have to drive, the geometry of it's a little funky. Then the last car to drive was the Chrysler, and that car drove fine and dandy and everything like that. The only issue is that there is a oh gosh, I forget what it's called. Basically, it's the motor that controls from the AC to go from it going from hot to cold. Basically, the little motor under the dashboard doesn't work. It's stuck on heat. The AC system works fine. It's all charged and ready to go. I just need to get the money saved up for that little motor to be replaced and to pay somebody to crawl up under the dashboard to replace it. So I chose the Chrysler. It's a very, very nice car, even being the base model. It's not the 300C or the 300 Hemi. It's just the base model Chrysler 300. And it's a very, very nice car. I like it. It fits me fine. It fits me just perfect. The one other issue aside from the AC heat control is that I think I need new speakers in it. They work, but there's that little buzz. So, that's no big deal. But one of the main things that sold me not just the space and how this car felt, you know, and how it basically matches what I need perfectly. One of the other things that sold me on this car is this. Hang on just a second, and I'll flip the camera around so y'all can see. Okay, this is a 2009, and yes, you are reading that correctly. 85,000 miles on it. This car is 5 years newer than my old Lincoln and has 100,000 less miles on it. Aside from it being dirty inside when I got it, it still needs good detailing. I'm not a detail guy. You know, this car has been fairly well mechanically maintained as far as I can tell. Now once we get to seeing the outside of it, you'll see there's a couple of blemishes, but it's all minor stuff. But yeah, 85,000 miles on this car. That is basically a brand new car still. And it even, at times, you know, when I turn on the vents for the heater, it has that new car smell. So give me a moment and I will meet you outside. All right, everybody, there is my car. Pardon my lower decks jacket back there hanging out on the trunk. It gets cold in the mornings right now, and I need it in the morning. In the afternoon, not so much. Alright, so you see it's fairly shiny on the side and the back and everything. Once we get up to the front, got some chipping on the clear coat going on this fender and the hood. It looks good when it's raining because it shines up. But, I mean, the main thing is that the car runs properly. And then the other blemish that you'll see on this car is, well, there's two, but again, they're somewhat minor. It's right there. Apparently the previous owner or somebody else had backed into the fender right there, so it's popped out just a little bit, but again, still runs, still drives perfectly fine. Got all the, I like it because it's got some chrome, but it doesn't have like an overabundance of chrome, so it's not like really flashy. Then you'll see right there again, either the previous owner or somebody else with the previous owner, there's a little crack in the taillight and some scrapes down the side on the back by the taillight. You know, all of that is an easy fix. You know, well, the scrapes might not be that much of an easy fix with all the paint matching if you wanted to get all that. But the taillight itself, I think it's like 50 or 60 bucks on eBay. But yeah, it's good old base model 300, kind of dirty because it's rained a little bit. Little plug just in case you are in the South Oklahoma, southeast or south central to southeast Oklahoma, or North Texas area around Durant or Denison. that's where I got it from. Again, decent car lot, decent priced vehicles. Sometimes they have, some blemishes and stuff, but they'll work with you. And apparently the cows across the street there decided to moo and scream for some reason. Oh, they're talking to some cows off in the distance back that way. So, but yeah, this is my new to me car. Had it for, like I said, about 3 weeks. The bad thing is, this week I have to go up and get it all the title transfer and registered from Oklahoma to Texas, which is going to cost quite a bit. But hopefully this car will last me for quite some time. I'm, again, pretty happy with it. And it's also so new that I have one of those funky keys. No ridges. You stick that in the slot on the dashboard and there you go. Yeah, kind of odd and new to me. But I'll be broke for a while, but I think this is worth it. Alright, y'all. Nerd in Texoma. I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.